will say you can't put on weight when you eat fruit. I say bullshit.
I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I used to think maybe you loved me. Now, baby, I'm sure.
Hello and welcome to my video. I am actually a little bit sweaty, and that's because I'm in the tropics and it's super hot. Now, just so you know, I do have clothes on. I just want you to know that. You may have seen at the start of the video my jiggy jig jig dance. The reason I was jiggy jig jigging is this is the first time I've worn this dress. When I left my country, Australia, for those of you who are new to my channel, I have not been back home for 19 months. I have not been back to Australia. I've been traveling through Southeast Asia, and I have stayed stationary in Vietnam for the last 10 months. But my dream, my goal when I left Australia was I'm going to wear this dress and I'm going to look smoking hot in it. That was what I wanted. That was my goal. I've always been a person who has an outfit to aim to wear. And I saw this and I fell in love with it. And when I put it on back in Australia, I'm like, I'm going to do this. It's going to happen. And unfortunately, at first when I started traveling, it didn't quite happen, but today's the day. Today's the day. Whilst I'm doing this video, I thought, I'm going to wear it because it makes me feel so happy that I'm in this dress. And I thought, if I'm so happy that I'm in this dress, I'm going to present this video better to you to help you know what I've been through to actually have my weight loss and weight off today. So when I first came into the vegan movement, it was 4.5 years ago. And I was smaller than I am today. And admittedly, it was a few years ago. Not going to make excuses. I can get back there. But I look good. I look good. I had a good body. There was no problems about that. I was dedicated to my health. I was following a predominantly high protein diet. 60% plus of my diet was protein, and then I ate a small amount of carbohydrates and fats. So it was completely different. And then all of a sudden I came into the vegan movement and I'm hearing carb the F up. What? Carb the F up? I can eat as many carbs as I want and look skinny. I can look like Freely the Banana Girl. Okay, I'm going to carb the F up. But like most vegans, I wasn't always sticking to a completely low-fat diet. I would eat vegan junk food, vegan pizzas, vegan burgers, and vegan whatever else I could get my hands on, because it became like this new adventure. What? You can eat that vegan? What? You can eat that vegan? And it becomes very exciting. And there's sort of this mindset when you come into the vegan movement. It's okay, it's vegan. My daughter and I have sat down laughing whilst eating vegan junk food and saying, it's okay, it's vegan, you know. And that's what happens. Vegan junk food's great. It's got its place in the vegan movement, absolutely, because not everybody is interested in their health. But those people who aren't interested in their health are interested in animals, which is awesome because that's what veganism is about. But let's talk about the plant-based diet today, because that's what made me and helped me lose my weight. Okay, so I moved into the raw vegan movement. I thought, you know what, this is going to be the answer to my prayers. I'm going to look like Freely the Banana Girl. I'm going to have clear skin and I'm going to be smoking hot. And my life is just going to be perfect. You know, the rose-coloured glasses mentality we all have. Admit it, you've done it too. We all do it. You know, you have all these expectations. But, you know, everything didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen, and that's life. When I first came into being a raw vegan, I actually lost some of the 10 kilos that I'd put on whilst being a cooked food vegan. I lost 5 of those kilos, which was good, but I just couldn't lose any more weight, and I was starting to feel really depressed. it's one of those things when you've got a forum, and I had a forum, and you're seeing all these girls with these flat bellies and they're looking really super slim, and that's why I'm very cautious I don't want ever anyone to feel like that with me, because I know that feeling when you're looking and you're going, oh, what's wrong with me? Why can't I lose my weight? I'm trying everything. And it's very depressing, it's very disheartening. And I know for most people who are trying to lose weight, you've been on that weight loss merry-go-round for many years. And raw veganism is just another one of those things that you're sort of grasping at straws to try and make it work. Plus the promise of abundance that you're never going to be hungry on this lifestyle and you're going to lose weight, maintain it, keep it off. Oh my God, I want this life. And, you know, that's how you think. And all of a sudden you start being on it and the wheels start falling off and you can't sustain it. You may start having more nuts, you may start coming off the rails and having food binges. All sorts of things can happen. In my case, I started asking and putting out my feelers and saying, how can I lose weight? How can I lose weight? And I kept getting told, eat more, eat more. So I ate more. And I started eating more and more. And I would gorge on dates. I would eat a lot of dates. I kid you not. Like, I was on the road with my job. This is in Australia. And I would stop at Coles, it's a big supermarket chain in Australia, and get fresh dates. Maybe 2 to 3 times a day. And sometimes I'd buy 6 to 10 dates. And I would gorge them down, as well as eating everything else that I was eating. Slowly but surely, I started to put on weight. And, you know, some people will say you can't put on weight when you eat fruit. I say bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. If you eat more than what your body can expand, you can and you will put on weight. And you know what? The majority of the people that are saying this are people that fast a lot or they exercise their guts out. Now, I'm not a person who exercises my guts out. Now, I do exercise, don't get me wrong, but I'm not riding up bloody huge mountains, and I'm not a person who commits to fasting. I don't want to commit to fasting. I do not want to put that pressure on my adrenals. I don't want to. I have spent a lot of years healing my body. I suffer anxiety. I don't have anxiety that often anymore, but if I don't eat for a couple of hours, I can feel it and I start getting anxious, and that's just something I don't want to do. So I had to start looking at what's going on. Okay, I'm eating too much. Law of probabilities. Well, I completely gave up, and I admit it, and I've got a video that's my most viewed raw vegan video. Can you believe that? Explaining why I no longer am a raw vegan. Because I made the decision that I am no longer going to be raw, and I will never be again. And I'm certain of that. I'm absolutely certain of that. With every breath in my body, I'm never going back to eating 100% raw again. And I know this because for me, when I first became raw, my number one reason was to clear my skin, and my number two reason was to stay permanently lean. Now, since I have become a vegan, not raw, I have struggled with my weight. And I've been very open on the camera and explained that I came from calorie restriction. I was tiny when I became a vegan, and I gained 10 kilos. When I first became raw, admittedly the weight did come off. I think I had about 5 kilos come off, and after that it just went completely stagnant. Then I started putting weight back on as a raw vegan. And you can hear me in there saying, I just can't lose weight. And I was so depressed. I was so depressed. I took photo after photo of me looking fat. And I would be holding onto my belly, trying to work out ways I could get it off. I was miserable. And I was so miserable because I was saying, you know what, I'm eating like Bugs Bunny, but I can't lose the weight. And it was so hard for me because I put myself out there as a leader in the raw vegan movement. And I had a lot of people following me, and I know I let a lot of people down when I went off. But I was just so upset. And I was trying to get support from people in the raw vegan movement, and most people saying, well, you just do this, you just do this. You know, everyone's just simple, simple, simple. Eat more, fast. These are the answers you get. And I had to get out. I was so miserable, and I was starting to resent everything about the raw vegan movement because I couldn't get the answers I needed. So I quit. And in December, I went to the Philippines. And, well, actually, in November, I made a commitment. Oh, I'm going to lose weight, you know, and I think I did a video on it, whatever. And then I went to the Philippines, and fruit was astronomical there. I'm not even going to make excuses. I just ate like crap in the Philippines. I really did. I ate like utter crap. And I ate bagels, I had donuts, I had a lot of just crap. And I was drinking a lot of chocolate soy milk too. I don't know. And peanut butter. Anyway, and by the time I come back from the Philippines, I was in the Philippines for 3 weeks. I must have put on, I reckon, 5 kilos in 3 weeks. So I was looking even bigger. But worse than that, my skin was really inflamed. So I'd broken out again. My weight was even worse. I was feeling like crap. And I looked at myself and I said, what are you going to do to change this? And my answer was, I don't know. And I had been in the weight loss industry for 8 years. And I've helped and coached a lot of women. And I'm talking thousands of women. And I'm not joking. I work for a major weight loss company. And I've always got answers. And this was the first time in 8 years I said, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I've read every friggin' health book that's possibly out on the shelf, which I have. I've done every nutrition course. I read every doctor, plant-based doctor, this, that, watch YouTube videos. This works for them. Nothing's working for me. And I have to find what works for me. And I knew what I was doing in the Philippines, of course, wasn't working for me. So I don't know what made me do this. But I want to be honest to you guys because I want you to know I'm a human being. And just like other people, I struggle. I struggle with my head. You know, and especially when you put yourself out there as an expert, you put yourself out there as someone who's highly knowledgeable, and I know this lifestyle back to front, which I do know the 80-10-10 lifestyle back to front. I've followed it for years. I know the book back to front. I know the principles of a high carb, low fat vegan lifestyle, raw and cooked. I know all the principles, but nothing was working. So I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. Everything I've believed and preached for the last 3 years, I don't know anymore. And I don't know what to do. For some reason, I had this great light bulb moment, and I said, I'm going to do paleo vegan. And I start looking up all these paleo vegan recipes, and I find paleo vegan groups. There are paleo vegan groups I didn't even know. So I joined them, and they've got great information if you're interested in the paleo vegan lifestyle. Everything in my head was saying, why are you looking here? You know this is what destroyed your body years ago. Not paleo vegan, obviously, but I was basically eating a paleo style diet before I came into veganism. Why are you doing this? I'm like, oh, because it's going to work and I just want to lose my weight. And it's almost like the devil was in my head and saying, come on, this is the way, this is the way. So sure enough, I started. And I lasted a week. One of those people, when I put on my blinkers, I can do it. And the blinkers were on, and this was it. And I craved fruit in this week like I'd never craved it before. Because obviously no carbohydrates were getting into my body. I'm just like, I just want sugar. So after a week, I went down to the market and I bought a big lot of mangoes, and I just sat there and ate them and ate them. And I remembered something hit me, and it was like this moment. I said, this is me. The fruit is me. And that's what's missing. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make it work. And I don't know if it's the fact that I'm in such a great place in my life at this point in time. My life is wonderful. And when I say it's wonderful, I mean it's good. I live in Vietnam at the moment. I'm teaching here. I'm volunteering at the orphanage. I focus, a lot of my focus goes into giving to others, whereas for a lot of years, a lot of my focus has been self-absorbed onto myself and my own health and my own progress and my weight and everything else. And I just said, well, you know what? I want to go back on fruit. I want to go back on fruit, and whether it works or not, I'm just going to do it because I feel really good. I feel really alive when I have fruit. So I made a commitment that, okay, I'm going to have fruit all day, and then at dinner time, I'm going to have a curry. I don't know why. That's just what I decided with coconut milk. I don't know. So I was still upping that fat a little bit, but it was what I needed to do to get myself where I am today. So I was having the fruit and I was having the curry, and that for me was enough. But slowly but surely, I said, you know what, I don't need the coconut milk. So I ditched that. I don't need all the chia. I was having chia seeds at lunchtime with myself. So I ditched that. And then I was like, okay, let's just have a big salad and potato on the side. And that was really good. And slowly but surely, I said, I don't want the potatoes anymore. I'm ready to go back to raw. I made a commitment to exercising. And I rode my bike. I like it. And I'm not into bike riding like you see a lot of the vegan YouTubers. I've got my Miss Daisy bike, but that's enough for me. And I go up some little hills and I'll do, you know, 5 to 10 kilometers. I do a lot of walking. I do some jogging. I did do some strength exercises. I must admit I'm not doing as much as them at the moment, and that's just because I'm working and doing so much. Excuses, I should find a way. But I've just bought a stretchy band thing, so I'm going to start getting back into that and doing a lot of body weight strength exercises. Now, the one question everybody wants to know is, how come I gained weight and how come I'm losing it now? One, I'm not eating the abundance that I was eating. And I know people are going to go, oh, she's starving herself. No, I'm not starving myself. You can see on my Instagram, I'm going to put up another what I eat video this week. I've got that on the plan of things to do so people can see. I do have a what I eat video for weight loss. I'm going to put the link in the description so you can see what I'm eating. I reckon I'm eating over 2,000 calories a day, generally 2,500. I eat 800 calories worth of bananas just at lunchtime. But I'm not eating 3,500, 4,000 calories. I don't tend to eat a lot of dates. Now, there's some people that promote a lot of date eating, and it may work for people if they're exercising their guts out, and certain people who are genetically blessed. But for me, I only use dates now for salad dressings, and that's it. And I got that advice a while ago. I think it was in a JadeyT Raw video. It may have been a Melissa Raimondi from Raw Romance. I'm not sure. It was one of their videos, and I'm like, I agree with that. So I only use dates for sweetness in a dressing. Look, all dried fruit just does not digest the same way high water fruit does. I have a high water breakfast, fruit breakfast. I have my nice cream at lunchtime, and I have a big salad at dinner. Anytime I'm eating fruit, I'm trying to eat as high water as possible. I eat a lot of cucumber. I drink a lot of water. I keep myself hydrated. Everything's down to hydration, hydration, hydration. I don't stress. So I've eliminated putting that stress on my adrenals and putting my body in havoc, which puts all my hormones into overdrive, which then prevents me losing weight. I'm getting ample vitamin D and I'm happy. And things are working. I've made a full commitment to this lifestyle once again, and I'm very cautious in what I do. Whereas I wasn't cautious before. I'd have a lot of smoothies. So you can, like, I would have maybe 2 lots of smoothies with a heap of bananas in them and dates and whatever. And that might be 2 smoothies and I've got like 2,000 calories just in 2 smoothies. But then I'd have a watermelon smoothie and then, you know, dates and everything else. So I'm not having smoothies the way I used to. I do have my ice cream, but other than that, I'm not having a lot of smoothies, and I just think it's better to chew your calories. When you chew your calories, it takes longer to eat. When it takes longer to eat, the sensors in your brain say you are full, and that's a good thing. When you know you're full, you stop eating. Even at breakfast time, I have big fruit platters. But the thing is, I stop when I'm full. So when I'm full, I pack it up and I put it in a container. I then go to work for 2 hours. When I come home from work, I just eat that last little bit of fruit. That tops me back up, gives me that sugar hit that I need and my energy. So I'm a lot more of what I would call a conscious eater. And I think conscious eating is very important. It's so important to be mindful of how we're eating. It's so important to be mindful of the way we're eating. And if you are struggling to lose weight, you have to look at the things that may be preventing you. You know, have a look and say, okay, what am I doing and what am I not doing? So for me, something that I may have been doing was having too much fat. But then I look and I go, okay, I might have been having too much fat in Australia, but when I got into Thailand, I really wasn't having much fat at all. So then what was the next problem? Okay, I was having a lot of smoothies. Maybe that was a problem. You know, just looking at all the different things that may or may not be have been happening. I honestly believe the way I'm eating now is the healthiest I've ever been. I feel the healthiest I've felt in years, and it's reflecting in my skin, in my hair, in my energy, in the way I behave, everything else. I'm truly happy with the way my health is going. And I think that's been the most important thing, is to be happy about how I'm eating. If we're resentful of the way we're eating, that food's going to go into your body with complete negative energy. When you've got negative energy going into your body, I really don't think it works wonders on your digestive system either. Whereas now I sit there and I look at my food, I salivate over it, I say, you know what, I am so grateful to God I am back on this lifestyle. I am so grateful to God that I'm thriving on this lifestyle, and I'm so grateful to God that I have found a way that my body is finally thriving. And I tell myself this over and over so that I'm happy when I'm eating my food. And I mean, why shouldn't I be grateful? I'm living in Vietnam. I'm having absolutely beautiful tropical fruit here. So I'm very blessed to be able to be having the best of the best. I don't weigh myself anymore either. And I don't own scales, so it's really good. I must admit, occasionally I do see a set of scales. I was at my friend's the other week and I weighed myself for the first time since Christmas, and I was like, wow. And I have lost 12 kilos since Christmas time, so I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm really happy with how far I've come. And I'm just so happy with the way this lifestyle is. Now, the last key to weight loss is greens. You have to have greens if you want to thrive on this lifestyle. I am so pro greens. I have 1 to 2 pounds a day. That's half a kilo to a kilo a day. I start off with a celery juice or a green juice in the morning, and I have half a kilo of greens then, and then I have it throughout the day. Generally, I'm happy to have it at dinner time, but if you can't have it during the day, find what works for you. And most importantly, if you know in your heart something isn't working, don't worry about one other person in this raw vegan movement, what they say, because they're not you. They're not your body, and they're not dealing with everything you're dealing with. They don't know what's going on, and they can sit there until they're blue in the face and say, this is the only way. There isn't only one way. My name's Jade Tornquist, and I'm an individual, and my body has different needs to Sarah Smith or Jane Jones or whoever. I'm me, and you're you. And if you know something's not working, stop doing it, and stop and listen to your body and say, hey, what can I do to make this better? And for me, focusing on self-love has been so essential for me in this weight loss journey, this vegan journey, this health journey, because for me, focusing on self-love has helped me more than anything, because the more I love myself, the more I want to nourish myself with the right foods, and the less I want to gorge myself. I found I did a lot more gorging when I was unhappy. And when I say gorging, people say, how can you gorge? It was on fruit. And I know people can say this in the raw vegan movement. You can. You can gorge on absolutely any food, and too much becomes too much. But now I sit there and I say to myself, I say, you know what? Is that really serving you? Do you really need that? Are you truly hungry? Or are you just eating for the sake of eating? And that is something that we can be so guilty of doing, eating for the sake of eating, especially if something's yummy there like dates, hence why they're only in my salad dressings. Anyway, I hope this is what you wanted. I've been asked to do this video for so many weeks, and I've been going, yeah. I just wanted to give it my heart and soul and basically tell you guys that weight loss and health will never be a sprint. And finding what works for you, it becomes a marathon. And there's going to be downfalls along the way, and there's going to be a couple of pitfalls. But you know what the most important thing is? Crossing that finishing line. And you can cross that finishing line. We all can. And I know it can get distressing, and I know it can get heartbreaking when you think, oh my God, I'm trying my hardest and I just can't get there. But I promise you, keep listening to people. Keep taking what you need. Only what you need. Spit out the rest. If you want to spit out most of what I say, that's good. That's okay. You want to spit out what most of, the books you read are. That's fine. But take what's serving you. Take what makes your health thrive. Take what makes you happy. Take what's going to help you regain your body, the body that you're dreaming of, because it's there. It's there. And just don't give up. Don't give up. That's all I can say. And if you do give up, like I did, and fall off the wagon, it's okay. Dust yourself off, forgive yourself, and don't worry about what a single human being says. This is your journey. This is your health. This is your life. Get back up and get the results you're looking for. Anyhow, this is my video. Leave a comment below. I hope you like this video. I want to get more and more videos out. I'm really excited about just sharing health with you people and helping you to become the healthiest versions of you. Leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, be kind to the #1 person in your life, you.